Would you ever date a self-described woke woman? Well, at least one British actor says no, and a feminist is, I don't want to say offended because that might make her offended. Instead, I'll just say a little bit irked. She's not exactly the happiest that he's not interested in dating woke women. And so we're going to discuss that. We're going to see exactly what this feminist has to say because it is beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. Now you may be wondering, what does the term woke even mean? Now a lot of you know what the word woke means. Oxford defines it as alert to social injustice, especially racism. But the term has come to mean something different over the years. Now, to understand woke culture a bit more, take a look at my video on the 3 different points that make up social justice and my criticisms of those from a Christian perspective. But one of the main things that you see about woke people is that others view them as not the greatest people to be around. They tend to be annoying, they tend to constantly be criticizing you, and they have a reputation for being superior, feeling like they're better or morally more virtuous than you. And to better understand what a woke woman is and exactly what she would be like, let me post a montage of exactly what I mean.
Donald J. Trump is now President of the United States. President Obama is the ex-president. And Mr. Trump, for the moment, steps away for the inaugural address. What a great honor to be able to introduce for the first time ever anywhere the 45th President of the United States of America, Donald.
Now I know what you're thinking. Who in their right mind would not want to date one of these beauties? But at least one British actor has the nerve of saying he wouldn't want to date this most charming section of the dating pool. So what's wrong with him? He's obviously a racist. He's obviously a sexist. So let's go and look and see how racist, sexist, and bigoted this man is. Emily Zanotti of the Daily Wire details the moment of undiluted horror as this man dared to say that he would not date woke women. The problem all started with British drama star Laurence Fox, who declared on BBC that he would not believe criticism of Duchess Meghan stems from racism, and then followed up his transgression against social justice by insisting in the pages of one of the United Kingdom's top newspapers that he does not date woke women. He thinks that it's institutionally racist to tell the story of the First World War in a racially diverse way, irrespective of the fact that Sikh soldiers absolutely fought for Britain. The gobsmacked writer wails. And he also doesn't believe in white privilege, irrespective of the fact that he works in a painfully undiverse industry, was privately educated, and comes from a wealthy acting family which is nothing short of a dynasty. The author says that she could go to great lengths to prove just how wrong Fox is, that white privilege exists, that institutional racism is effectively eliminated by, say, including a single Sikh soldier in a movie about World War I, but she won't, because Fox is clearly mentally ill. He does, after all, like arguing with feminists on Twitter, so she may not be wrong. And she could joke about Fox's lack of wokeness, but in perhaps the most feminist line in the entire article, she insists that there's nothing funny about this behavior. She simply says he should be deplatformed before his ideas creep into the psyches of other males, who then start refusing to date feminists too. But unfortunately for her, it's already happening. This feminist continues to say, in fact, as I was writing this, a dear friend sent me a screenshot of a guy she'd been matched with who describes Jordan B. Peterson as his, quote, dream dinner guest. Yes, the same Jordan B. Peterson who thinks that white privilege is a Marxist lie and wants millennials to drop their obsession with social justice. Just when we thought this story couldn't get much worse, it turns out there are people who actually believe in Jordan Peterson and like what he has to say. I mean, he committed the crime of disagreeing with this feminist, and we know that's not allowed. So I know what you're thinking. Who wouldn't want to date a woke woman? I mean, absolutely, you have to be mentally ill to not want to date one of these amazing people. Who wouldn't want to share a nice cup of vegan decaf cruelty-free soy latte over a lovely conversation about Eurocentric misogyny inherent in your previously favorite movies? All while being criticized for not doing enough to combat existential white privilege and toxic masculinity. I know being criticized for my race, gender, and sexual orientation on an ongoing basis is exactly what I look for in a partner. Now, on a serious note, I highly doubt that this feminist would have a problem with women after the 2016 election saying, if you voted for Trump, please move on. Now, I would say that this is actually a good thing, and this writer should be happy. I mean, absolutely, would she want to date Laurence Fox? Would she want to date me, a Christian conservative? No way. It would lead to nothing but problems. I don't want to date a feminist, and I'm sure no feminist would want to date me. In fact, if they did want to date me, they would be in for a whole lot of fun. Now, of course, one could be understanding of the fact that this does make it harder for conservative men and woke women to find partners. You see, there are far more woke women than there are woke men for them to date, and there are far more conservative men than conservative women for them to date. So how exactly do we navigate this tricky dating situation? So in this climate, does this mean that conservative men, say, should bend their standards and be willing to date woke women because conservative women are just too hard to find? Well, in my videos on the evils of social justice, I talk about exactly what values make conservatives and social justice warriors so different, and there is absolutely no way that it would work out well. Now, if you are just completely down and you don't believe that you can find anyone who shares your political beliefs, number one, are you looking around? And number two, I'm not going to judge you. I'll just let Steven Crowder do that for me.
First off, a couple of things. There seems to be one thing wrong. She's a Democrat. That's the ultimate wrong. Yeah. Democrat, leftist.
Well,
do you go on to specify leftist?
Hold on
a second. Okay. Is it possible for me to have meaningful discussion? No. Should I just keep my mouth shut? What? Are you a man? What are you, out of your mind, sir? I don't think it matters. Well, guess what? It does. It does matter. It does matter. Her political views matter. Her religious views matter. What she sees as moral and immoral, it's the only thing that matters, dummy. You're a spineless person. I mean this right now. You're a Now, why am I being so... I'm being harsh here because, first off...
With love.
With love. Why? I'm doing this now because I know this will maybe upset you a little bit, to save you an entire lifetime of, to quote Sam Kinison, I'm in hell! So, right now, a little bit, ooh, that stings, as opposed to 30, 40, 50 years of
Now, on a positive note, I think that if you are a Christian conservative, there is a bit more hope for you, because more women who are Christian tend to be conservative. So what I would recommend is hang around in circles where you would find partners that would match your values. If you're a Christian, go to life groups, go to Bible studies, go and serve together, and find people who share common interests. If you are conservative and you are on a campus, find conservative groups. Find groups and find communities of people that share your interests, and I'm sure you can find someone for you. I do realize that this dating climate is extremely difficult nowadays. In fact, I have to live in it myself, so before you tell me that I don't understand, believe me, I understand. I'm in it too. We're all in this together. But I think that it is absolutely possible to find someone who does share your values. Now, thank you so much for watching this video. Check out our other video that will be linked in the description on the evils of social justice. If you like videos like this that go into social and political topics from a Christian perspective, then definitely subscribe to the Kingdom in the Culture YouTube channel. I'm Matthew, and this is Kingdom in the Culture. Farewell.